The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria has led a delegation to visit the APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. After the closed-door meeting, the ambassador said the discussions bordered on how both countries can further strengthen the existing ties in the areas of economic development, eradication of poverty, electricity development, politics, and many other areas of concern to the growth of Nigeria. Asiwaju Tinubu, on his part, described the deliberation as productive and revealing. The Chinese ambassador attended the meeting with other members of the delegation, which include the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, deputy ambassador, directing officer, and the director of the political section.
Really, I bring the Chinese nationals and Chinese community in Nigeria. So that's the wishes. Congratulations to the presidential candidate Tinubu. You know, he is a governor of Lagos, former governor of Lagos. So Chinese community let me know that they have really think that the Lagos is a very, very good example for developing the Nigerian economy.
The presidential candidate of the New Nigerian People's Party, Rabiu Kwankwaso, has pledged to put education first and empower young Nigerians to discourage irregular migration. Senator Kwankwaso, who said this during an interactive session with newsmen in Enugu, believes the NNPP will serve as a quality alternative to Nigerians. The presidential candidate was in Enugu to inaugurate the Southeast headquarters of his campaign office, where he expressed hope that Ndigbos will support his mission to transform Nigeria. He promised to dialogue with genuine agitators, secure the country's pipeline against vandalism, and encourage large number of youth into farming to achieve food sufficiency.
And we also believe that education is key, and that's why we're always saying that we have to put priority to education. That's why in Kano, for the 8 years I was governor, we were giving 2 sets of uniform to anybody who was going to primary school. We were there giving them lunch every day in the school. Leadership, the issue of what is happening in the oil industry, where people are taking our oil left, right, and center, some right from the sea itself, some have decided to tap into our pipes and other infrastructure that we have in this country, from 2.2 million barrels that government or OPEC has allocated to us. Now we cannot even do 1 million.
And still talking politics, a group under the auspices of the All Progressives Congress Christian Campaign Organization in Zamfara State say it is working closely with Christians in the state for the victory of the APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu and Governor Bello Matawale in 2023. Theophilus Darufai has details.
This is not the first time Christian groups in northern Nigeria are drawing support for the APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu ahead of next year's general election. This group, known as APC Christian Campaign Organization, says they are working closely with other Christian groups and individuals to vote for all APC candidates. The group says they will ensure all Progressive Congress candidates win at all levels, irrespective of the Muslim ticket of its presidential candidate.
We have convinced Christians up to every level. Ahmed Tinubu is a candidate. Ahmed Tinubu is a human being. Ahmed Tinubu could come up to the stage and the way people look at him might not be the same. Other factors that will add up to him coming up with a very good vote could be for the reasons that all the previous governors in the state and in one camp, that is the APC, all political juggernauts in the state are in APC. So looking at that and knowing the tradition of APC in the state here, where it is sometimes based on equal religious propagation and all the rest, we believe that Tinubu will have the required votes in Zamfara State.
Looking at the present situations, which will have so many ways to tackle them, and I'm sure Christians will give mass votes to APC in Zamfara State.
But the group is worried that little or no assistance is coming to help it pursue its activities, especially as election draws nearer. They appeal to all party members and Nigerians to join in the quest for victory for the APC and shun any form of electoral violence.
We make contributions from our pockets. We go around to sensitize, to conscientize, to mobilize, and to enlighten our Christian folks in all the 14 local governments. The state government has never given us support on that.
My call to the youth is to shun any violence, drugs, and whatever that will bring, that will not allow peace to reign during the election.
The All Progressive Congress Christian Campaign Organization is the first Christian group to drum support for any political party in Zamfara State. Faithless Darufai, TVC News, Gusau.
And in Osun State, a group of women, Akoniobirin Osun, say they are set to mobilize support for the presidential candidates of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, especially at the grassroots. Leaders of the women group made the promise at a solidarity walk in Osogbo. TVC News correspondent Rafiu Ahmed has details.
Few days ago, a political group, Akoniobirin, under the leadership of the wife of the Osun State Governor, Kafayat Oyetola, was inaugurated. Here is the first assignment of the group after the inauguration. They held a walk in Osogbo to galvanize support for the Tinubu-Shetima presidential aspiration. After moving around major streets with fanfare, they converged on the Nelson Mandela Freedom Park in Osogbo, where they told members of their new task.
For us, nothing is too small or too big to do to sensitize people that we need. The nation needs Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So this is a sensitization work. This is to put ourselves together.
There will be a lot of industries in our states, and that's why we are appealing to women to come out and vote. The Boko Haram in the country will come to the thing of pass. Banditry will come to the thing of pass.
Kafayat Oyetola and a former deputy governor of the state, Titila Oyepande, promised to coordinate the activities of the group. They say women as dominant electorate will deliver 1 million votes for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu in February next year. The campaign will be decentralized to ensure the gospel gets to the nooks and crannies of the state.
With this work, everybody knows that now we are with Asiwaju. Then we will go to our local government to advocate that we want Asiwaju to become next president. Asiwaju and Shetima vice. From local government we go to ward. From ward we go to unit.
State chairman of the APC, Boyega Famodun, assures that the party structure in the state will provide logistic support to aid the activities of the women group, urging them to give their best for the projects.
I have addressed them on the necessity for them to get prepared. I've addressed them, I've made them to understand that the voters' registration of Nigeria, we have more women than men. And equally, women are fighters. Whatever women believed in, we succeed.
The women promised enough sensitization for the electorate from now till February. Rafiu Ahmed, TVC News, Osogbo.